Well, it's a wet weekend here in the UK, and after January's storm, I decided to, rather than have my roof repaired, I'll have it replaced. It is getting on rather, so it's about time it was done. First job to do is to clear out all the contents, and this is a box I put up in the attic nearly 20 years ago. Basically, I had a layout set up in my spare bedroom until the wife announced that she was expecting our third, and so I needed to free up a spare bedroom. The layout went into boxes up into the attic, and considering the youngest is now doing his A levels, I decided it was about time to get these out. One of the problems of putting stuff in the attic is, of course, it goes up there and it's never seen again until the estate sale or whatever. So here we are. This is the first of several boxes. So let's have a quick look and see what's in there. Now, I can see immediately that these are German trains, locos, and wagons. So let's have a quick look. Right, so there is these are Lilliput passenger wagons, obviously with the lavatories on the end. Interior, I can see. Put that to one side rather than trying to crush it into the box. And obviously these were from a certain phase. More passenger wagons. And more. And more. Cracky. I'm not going to bother taking these out of the box individually, but they're all much the same. And they keep coming. Wow. Didn't realise I had quite so many of those. Oh, finally, there's one that's worth taking out. Spice wagon. Again, these are Meister model. Complete with table lamps and the galley. Very nice. Again, I'll not box that up for fear of damaging it. Wagons then. If I can get it open. Lilliput. Lilliput goods wagon of some sort. Not sure whether the door is supposed to open. It doesn't look as if it's. I think it's just permanently slightly open. Oh, and there's another one. There's one. Oh, with an articulated, or with a moving door at least. No, I can't read the I can't read the writing on that. Maybe I'll be able to read it from the video. Cattle wagon of some sort. Another goods wagon. An open wagon. These all seem to come with metal wheels and the European couplings. Another flat wagon. I've got more of these than I expected. Another straightforward goods wagon. It says Normradder. That's something to do with wheels. Model band Lilliput 21900. Another one, 25301. Again with the door partially open. Crikey, a lot more on these than I expected. Sorry about the reflections there. I have no idea what this one is. Looks like some sort of ventilated van. 21400. I should look that up in the catalogue. And then another flat goods wagon. So that's the end of those ones. And now we get on to my collection of bear wagons. Now these, most of these I think I bought when I was working for Nortel over in Friedrichshafen and in Germany, and I cannot get that one out of the box. But okay, it's a Stuttgarter Hofbau bear wagon. I don't want to damage it. Just a price, just the model number there. I don't see a price, which in those days would have been in Deutschmarks, Dortmunder Union. See if I have a bit more luck with this one. Get rid of the dead bit of spider. Although, now I think, oh I see, that has to, that box end has to fold out. And that can release the wagon. That's nice. Dortmunder Brewery. Although this is a Märklin wagon. Although these are Märklin wagons. I got the chap in the shop to make sure he had DC wheels on them, because I run DC rather than the AC required for, which is standard for the Märklin 3-wheel. This one's a bit of fun. Again, three beer barrels. The brakeman's cabin on the rear. So I'm hoping that we find the locomotive in here that got me into model railway back in 1998, I think it was. Oops, that's part of the packaging. Another fair wagon, forced. Don't see a price in there. Looks like there was a price there at some time, but it's a bit better of a graphic. Forced with a fox. I remember drinking Dortmunder beer, but I don't remember Forced, but never mind. Let's run through these a bit faster. Furstenberg. These are all much the same, frankly. Doppelbock, Dunkel, and I cannot read that that script of the manufacturer. Again, sadly no prices. Oh, yes. Speaking of Friedrichshafen, this is one of my favorites. Which brings to mind the phrase, Pumba for all your favorites. This is a souvenir from the Zeppelin Museum in Friedrichshafen. I had a free weekend there, so went and did the tourist thing, and that's when I discovered this small model train shop on the more or less on the seafront, by the side of the Bodensee, or Lake Constance. Anyway, this one came from the museum itself. And this one came from the tourist office in Friedrichshafen. Oh yes, I'm glad I found these. So here we are. Friedrichshafen with the classic church that's again down by the sea, with the two spires. And oh look, that's when I was there. Friedrichshafen, Seehäuserfest, Friedrichshafen, 1998. So yes, that would have been when I was there doing Y2K testing in telecom systems. Finally, Forsteiner. Okay, that's a nice light there. So that's the wagons done. Let's see what else we have. Gosh, back to military. This must have been from my military trans fairs. This is Leopold. see if I can get it out. Oh. See if I can get it out without damaging the books. As I say, these have been in the attic for at least 20 years. No, that one's not going to come out, but you know what a rail gun looks like, or a rail gun, a railway gun looks like. Sadly, it's not going to come out without damaging the box. And oh right, back to military trains. This is an aircraft on a pair of trailers. Looks like a Messerschmitt 109, perhaps. Does it say? It says two-part military German. Just the. I should have got my credit card or something ready to take these out. Do I have a small screwdriver? There we go. That was too easy, wasn't it? Wow. Okay, so there's the body of the aircraft, and there are the wings. Let me have a careful go. Yeah, that was quite tight. So yeah, that looks little camouflage covered aircraft. Deutsche Reichsbahn. Metal wheels. Lima, Italy. And here we have the wings covered up and bits of various odds and ends in the package there. Okay. Now, I sometimes wonder if train manufacturers deliberately design the packaging to damage the the wagons, etc., when you take them in and out. Hold on a second. There's a second one, which is exactly the same as the previous one, and this one is somewhat different. This is Feldpost. Okay, so it's a field post. And this one looks suspiciously empty. There's a third wagon there, which isn't in the box. And let's leave my instructions, but they're just general how to connect that piece of track. Now, I don't know whether there's a piece missing out of this set or not. I'll have a look. By the look of that, there is a flat wagon which is supposed to be on the end, but I can look up that. Hopefully, I'll be able to look up that code and see. Sorry, I didn't even take these out. I was too busy looking at the instructions. Fell post, eh? Okay, moving door with packages inside. I shan't look to see if that window moves. I presume that can go in another way around. And then another stick wagon with that's not looking right. Another stick wagon with two anonymous covered loads. Okay. And getting close to the bottom here. This is Flashman. Is this the model 200, 218 perhaps? Now, one of these that I had came with a track cleaning facility. This isn't the one. So this is the standard 218 loco. That is quite heavy. Excuse me. 20 years of dust is getting to me. Riva Rossi, 1310 Deutsche Reichsbahn again. Articulated. An articulated loco. Obviously articulated so that it can go around very tight corners. Look at that. Or rather tight corners, rather tight bends. Tight bends. Just about to see the motor in the cab there. I've forgotten I had that. And coupling of some sort. Nearly there. Another Flashman, 4078. 298 Deutschmarks. Right. So And this comes with A26. So this implies this has got a decoder in it. I don't run DCC. I don't know. I don't recall buying this loco. However, obviously I did. It's here. And finally, I hope I can see in the bottom of the box here, this is a Flashman 964160, and I don't see a price on it, which is a shame. This is the locomotive that got me back into model railroading. So again, back in Friedrichshafen on a weekend off on Langsamstag, which was the Saturday, the long Saturday when the shops are open normal hours, not just in the morning, as most Saturdays were at the time. I bought this in a little shop near the seafront in Friedrichshafen, and I was very impressed by the pulling power of it. It's a little 460 tender drive with polystyrene bits in the tender, but yeah, that's what got me back into the hobby. That's strange. 1998. This is where I ruin it putting it back in the box. Put it in very carefully. I'll put it in later. Right, so there we have it. Hope this was of some interest to you. Thank you for watching. All the best. And if I can find where the stop button is. Cheers. Bye.